Hey guys, it's Vince. Today in this video, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough on how to set up your offsets and also setting custom macros in Pumotix. Again, it's a very straightforward process. If you've worked with Mach 3 before, you remember their process. Again, this one is really streamlined. So what I've got here, I've got a demo G code set up, and again, you can see my soft limit boundaries. You can see right now we're in G54 offset. If we come up here, you can recognize G54 up here. You can see on my custom macros though, I have home as G54, offset G55, G57, and G56. I just want to give you guys a taste of just how fast it is to select the GPS coordinates to machine from, and why I feel switches are a complete waste of time, because again, I still get asked about that, and this is going to prove my point very quickly. So we're in home G54 offset right now, once again validated from up here on the toolpath preview. I'm going to select offset G55. You can see how fast your workpiece moved over. Now Mach 3, you typically have to regenerate that. You can see Pumotix, you do not have to do that. I'm going to select offset G56, offset G57, and we can do this all day long, and you can see just how fast it is to select a GPS coordinate system, and you can see where we're set. If I select machine coordinates over here, you can see we're at 0. And if I select it again, you can see we're at the negative position, and this would be under y-axis coordinate and selected coordinate system G54, G59. So what it's measuring from, because I still get a lot of questions on that, where are these measurements coming from? It's coming from the end of the table. So where the border is where this measurement is coming from, meaning our workpiece is set in this position from the end of the table. Okay, now if we want to go to machine from here, you can see our spindle icon is over here. You can see where our X is, where the spindle will actually be placed. We zoom in a little bit. If I hit go to 0, it's going to go right to the workpiece, and it's going to zero out our DROs. Okay, once again, if I hit machine coordinates now, it's representing a positive number. And the reason it's representing a positive number, if you remember, our workpiece was set in negative correlation, and now it's moved from the corner of the table on the left side to, again, up to this workpiece, which again, in order to do that, it had to go positive. And that's why the machine coordinates are now representing positive integers. Now, the other factor is that when you look at this, and you've selected machine coordinates, what this is explaining, once again, under machine coordinates, so everyone understands, is that the machine coordinates is representing the borders of the table. Okay, just always remember that, write it down. I've said this in previous videos. Your machine coordinates are just a way for you to understand the interpretation of the software representing the measurements to the end stops of the table. I'm going to select the button off. You're going to see MC go away. And now we're at 0 position. Okay, we are ready to machine from this. But let me show you how fast it is to set it up. Let's say arbitrarily, I didn't like this position for G55. I'm just going to jog over. You can see the crosshair moving with the spindle. And now it's going to go off the grid, so it's just arbitrary. I've already set it. I've just jogged arbitrarily over. Here's our integers. We're going to come over here to diagnostics. And you can see it says current coordinates. You can see your work coordinates are listed. If you have any questions about that, you can just leave your mouse, x-axis coordinate and selected coordinate system G54, G59, machine coordinates, x-axis coordinate and machine coordinate system. So it's giving you both measurements in both the machine coordinates, which is the distance to the end stop of the table, the work coordinates, which would be where you'd be actually machining from in terms of actually placing your workpiece on that position of the table, and the work offset. Okay? All you have to do to configure G55, which is selected in green, you can see that, is you're going to hit X0, Y0. Now you notice that your work coordinates are zeroed, but your work offset now is placed at that digit. Okay? These integers are now placed. Now you're going to hit the home button, and now it's setting everything. And everything is now configured. You can see your work offset is now set, and your work coordinate position is now set, and they match. If you look, one is a positive integer, one is a negative integer, exact same numbers, right? So now we're going to come over here to workflow, and you can see it's already correlated to moving the workpiece to that position, to the new position. So G55 is now set. If I want to go back to home G54, I just select it, and I go back to G55 and I select it, and I can go to G56, and once again, you can see you can do this as fast as you'd like. There is no requirement that I can see at all, and many of you can see, for a home switch to do anything in reference, because again, your soft limit's already preset. You select your GPS coordinate positioning system, which basically is what these offsets are, and it will digitally accurately go to that position to machine from. So if you're doing repetitive work, these are your best friends. Now, how do we add them as a macro to the front of the actual software's HUD so you can select them as easily as I'm doing it right now? Because I'm telling you guys right now, if you use this method, it is sickeningly fast. You see in real time just how easy this is. We go to settings, and if we come over to miscellaneous, we can set our coordinate positions, and you will see here exactly how it's done. I've got my home G54, home offset G55, 56, 57. If I want to do macro 6, for instance, I would just simply select it, and you can see it's arbitrary button header. This is the text that will be displayed on its button. Just click on it, and we'll say offset G58 right there, and that's what's going to be displayed up here. Now, command or macro name. Okay, well, we know one line of G-code command, and it's telling you whatever G-code. Well, in this case, it would be G58. Very simple. And now what we do is we come up here, and it says add new macro, and you can see it's already done it. It's already done it. I didn't do anything, and it's right there, and we'll click it. You can see it just cycled it down, and we'll come down, and you can see it put it right in its spot, and you're all set. So again, you can keep going with this. These macros are extremely powerful if you understand exactly what you require. As you're using it, it will come to term. Now, I said to you, you should do this with the software off, and the reason why, you see it says controllers in use, changes are forbidden on certain areas. So again, keep that in mind as you're going through this. But again, as we go to apply, and we go OK, you can see now G58 is now listed. Okay, now being I did not set G58, it's going to still stay in the home position because we never actually correlated to setting G58 once again in our offsets. So you guys once again now know just how fast this software is to work with. Something else I want to show you that's really cool. Offset G55 I just selected. Now we know our home position is over here. And when I say our home position, I mean home G54 default position is on this side. If I was to go to 0, it's going to bring our spindle up to where our workpiece is placed, and it's going to be in position once again to machine from. If you want to go to home, and this is something many of you have dealt with Mach 3, if you want to go to home, all you got to do is hit go home. The software memorized where your home position is. That's how easy this is. So again, very, very simple, very easy to work through, especially if you've worked with Mach 3. Once again, you can see you're not in your G54 offset because we're getting integers on here. You can see up here it's a G55. If you want to go home G54, you'll see your actual workpiece move once again in that position. Everything is zeroed. If you went to machine coordinates, you'd also be at 0, and everything is set. And once again, with soft limits, I can't emphasize this enough, you're good. You can't, there's no way you're going to jog outside your bounds. So you're all set. Okay? Going home is as simple as this, and you're all set. Again, very, very simple to work with, and super, super fast. It's that simple. So again, I hope that this video has been helpful. You'll see my direct contact information in the beginning and at the end of the video. If you require any type of support, you can questions, please message me direct at this email, storm2313@gmail.com. You can also contact me through my eBay store. I'll put links in the description below. If you guys require quotes, if you require consultations, depending on the in-depth, we're going to go into things, we have that available too. The main thing is that you see just how powerful and fast this software is to work with. I cannot emphasize it enough, guys. This is super, super quick, and it's very user-friendly. The big thing here is just taking your time, and once again, I always recommend taking notes. You'll see that in the text in the beginning of the video as well. Any of these tutorials, taking notes will streamline the entire process, and you'll be all set. Thank you all for your support. Take care.